And we are live. You're back at the Argument League. This is your boy Suave Boss. Hit the like button on your way in and make sure you share, subscribe if you already have it. Today we are reviewing Outdabluu Debate League Interrogation, hosted by Cycle. Let me see. Shout out to y'all, man. This is definitely the boy Suave Boss, man. This is the Argument League. And we are doing the damn thing today. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in, man. Drop a comment. B. Bill Sr., not to be confused with B. Bill Jr. It's definitely in the building, man. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, Blue had an interview to join the debate league. I still don't know what the DABATE stand for. So, let me see. The actual black autistic the actual black artistic teaching empire. I bet. Feel better now. Let me see. Yeah, this was a crazy one, man. If you don't know, now you know. Let's just get into it. Let me put this link out there just in case anybody want to join the pen. It's copied. Let me view on YouTube. Pause it. Drop that in the chat. Bloop. Let me pin it. I bet, man. So let's get right into this interview. Because Blue did the damn fool. And let's go.
Feelings in the mind of a random who you can't ride with. I'm only witness when I handle my business. Pull it from the head, say bye, till it one more time for me.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, he got down on that song too. But I think it was the other one I ain't never heard before. I want to hear that one. Why is this acting? Yeah, that one. Let's see.
I'll be that insane nigga from the psycho ward. Insane nigga from the psycho
ward.
Be that insane nigga
from the psycho ward. Shout out to Psycho Pate. Psycho Pate.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Pure magic. Penny with the step back, rocket that shoot from the rear, Kenny jetpack, AR long clip, and it's jet black. When he got the big guns, have you met Shaq? Landing face first with 30 in his jersey. I don't see Curry, but it still look like step back. Burner bridges down to the court, could be a setback. Rather play the game with Claymore, Death Trap. Join the Linky, Chris Bosh, if it's about beat. Raise this rap and get the clapping niggas out seats. Come and fellowship with this clip. This an outreach, turn a 23 cab to a 6. If you doubt me, bow please. Before I take my talents down the South Beach. Big 3, this D-Wade all about heat. Me coach, Pat Riley with East Coast. Key 40, I ride with Hassan, that's he coach. Well, I try to understand why they mad at me. Cause I tell it how it is, not how it has to be. The elders think you a joke, they hate you have to speak. All I see is sacrificial ghosts and casualties. I found where they drew by the throat and drowned him casually until I felt him give up the ghost and lost his faculties. Thought he had a team, but it ain't a soul that can match with me. I'm trying to imagine who he got in back of him, smacking Davion with a metal back till he crack his spleen. Don't need lesion, you ever thinking combating me? Demons start to squeezing through the cracks in my anatomy. Desolation, abomination, making bacon off the back of him. They keep squilling, but they never let that action speak. The high priest keep playing, about to have a feast. I never led the pig to the slaughter. You know I had to see. I'm about to put that pig on the altar. First Maccabee. Now that's a tour night, Temple Man catastrophe. And I'm shipping off every brick I find attached to it. Got him passing me gasoline, I set a match to it. Claim to be an Israelite, all his teachings is half Jewish. We watch the niggas sell the soul and then gon' half do it. Like the devil ain't collecting what you passed through. Humiliation rituals, that's what they had to. We just set up the fire just to watch you pass through.
Now that's when I knew the interview was gonna be weird. When I heard that right there, like that was the first sign to me, like maybe I shouldn't even be here. Like maybe I should like find me something else to watch. Once that female come on and said, hi t-shirts, I said, yeah, man, I don't think this is for my people. Like real talk. I don't know what she just said. I don't know how to feel about what she just said. Ain't no subtitles. She just came in with that shit. The last time I heard something like that, like a whole town full of people, like called paralysis or some shit.
Reparations on the table, nigga, we ain't seen shit. Put us under pressure, nigga, we ain't even sweat. Came out shining like a diamond in the middle with some mess. On Martin Luther King, bitch, we coming for a check. Headed to the Capitol to stake my feelings in the mind of a rat who you can't ride with me. I'm my only witness when I handle my business. Pull it from their hips, say bye-bye, Billy. No more time for no coasting, I'm on the highway focused. I ain't even smoking, I'm just riding my emotion. Both eyes open, I'm just trying to keep calm. Put an extra set of eyes on them doing recon. Need deep in snow, say you try to keep going. Told him get up out the cold before my nigga deep on. Every old wound seem to getting retorn. I'ma write deep on to a nigga reborn. I'ma make a statement before I make it out alive. No Channel 5, I would rather make a lie. Before the news try to make a nigga out alive. But the pain in my eyes on a much bigger prize. 501, both hands in the sky. Little do they know it's no plan to survive. I ain't finna give them no chance to decide. I'ma put they feet in both hands in the fire. Dancing in the fire like Eshak. You gon' touch the water, never get both feet wet. We done overexposed the city defense. To the overexposure indecent. They don't know they diving in the deep end. Ain't no way that they surviving through the weekend. Everything blown in the flash like a beacon. Drowned in the flames, it's too late to let it sink in. Got 10 ways I can be vengeful. Sitting on 10 grenades every last pinful. This guerrilla war, they don't know what they in for. I can hear them at the door trying to move in slow. I can hold them off, I got 3 shots. Taking every soul for at least 3 blocks. I can smell the fire burning through the sheetrock. Seeing bodies in the flame, they can try and reach out. This is how you practice what you finna speak out. Thinking about the facts that they try to leave out. This is for my roots running through the deep south. Dying for a cause where we finna beef out. If you ain't about the cause, what you finna beef out? Showing up deep, we gon' bring the streets out. Every man line up, showing what your streets out. An independent state, what a nigga need now.
She said, cash at me now, cash at me, oh. Cash at me now, cash at me, oh. Say, cash at me now, cash at my children. I think that's what it was saying.
Good one, sort of a different perspective. So even though for a little while,
here, who else? Frank, what's going on? J. Cal was good. Okay, I got to check it. Who else up here? Who else? Everybody else, this dude.
Too much, man. Another good one, man. We in the mix again. I ain't gonna lie, that last beat got me, bro. You gonna have to slide me that one.
No doubt. All right, you already. All right,
I need that one. So, yeah, man. Y'all
So
know,
yeah,
man.
man, say a little bit about you know, a little bit about your background for the people that don't know. You know, obviously, you know, you in the music because they just heard your music and everything. So yeah, what's good?
Definitely, man.
I tell you,
You know, been debating for a little while. You know, started out on other platforms. We've been kind of debating and going at it inside of the circle for back. Now I more so just kind of did music for the space. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of try to make music that's kind of shit that like the space can kind of understand and relate to, and yet it ain't corny. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make corny music at the same time.
True, no doubt, no doubt. So what brought you over to this side of YouTube?
Man, for real. I started out originally, man. Of course, I started out in the church. I think probably not probably like a regular Christian, I would say, because I probably was a little bit more thorough. And so in that kind of led me to a path where I kind of was engaging with like the Israelite doctrine and whatnot, and somewhat the New Testament doctrine, and then but I ended up at the end settling on the Old Testament only for a time period.
Okay. Well, you said you started off as a Christian as a kid, I'm sure. What brought you to the Hebrew faith? Did you stumble across this in your hood?
Growing up,
that you stumbled across in
growing up in
online?
church.
You heard? You hear me, Blue?
Yeah. To be real, I want to say, yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I think you're on a little bit of a delay, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think it was for me. I think I probably came in around like the Illuminati time, and I think originally what probably even drew that as my attention. I think as a kid, um, it was like you kind of run across some Muslim cats. So one of the brothers I met as a kid, he used to always get on my head about just eating certain shit, and he used to always be like, "Yo, you gotta start eating that fucking kangaroo meat." That's what he used to call that shit. And so one day, bro passed me the book, How to Eat to Live, and so How to Eat to Live. I think reading that at that age, that um, kind of gave me sort of a different perspective. So even though I was in the church, um, I was a little bit more aware of
Dietary laws,
like that. There was knowledge that was okay outside of that. Yeah. And so yeah, I want to say that kind of probably, I think starting there probably drew my attention towards even being, even giving and when I say like being aware of shit, giving a fuck about stuff, like, giving a fuck about what's going on in the world. And then I think in that you get the little Illuminati phase. And so in that point, I think Professor Griff and Black Dot is probably what got me on the YouTube, for real.
Oh, okay. So Professor
all
Griff.
right. So came up from the church. The dude told him to quit eating kangaroo meat. Gave him a Islamic book on dietary laws, How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad, and then the Illuminati shit popped off. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Chris Brown, Busta Rhymes, and all these other people. And now here he is coming up under
Illuminati phase. And so in that point, I think Professor Griff
Professor Griff. Black Dot.
And Black Dot is probably what got me on the YouTube, for real.
Shout out to Griff. Shout out to Black Dot. I think they opposing now, ain't they? Like, then Professor Griff do some fuck shit and get caught up in some fuck shit. And now everybody like turning their back on him or whatever. But hey, it is what it is. That's what's up.
Oh, okay. So Professor Griff brought you in. All right. All right. So you said you was reading about dietary laws and everything. You a vegan?
I don't know why the fuck Psycho asked me that. That nigga said, so you was reading about dietary laws. You a vegan? I don't know. Blue could give off that vegan. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, it's had too long. Blue. I don't know what you're gonna do with that, but you're gonna have to lock that up, wick that up, or something. But you cannot keep getting these twisties, man. You could not keep twisting this 3-4 foot long hair, brother. Now I know this coming from a bald man, but you know, hey, you don't got a high head to know what to do with it necessarily. Then stop twisting that shit up, man. Go ahead and like get you one big ass wig at the top, so you never get a job again. That's fucked up, thing. Nah, man. Shout out to Blue, man. Yeah, I wish I could grow my hair like that. But shout out to you. Plus his hair little as shit. But yeah, he give off that vegan aura.
No, I'm not a vegan. If I was to probably stop eating meat altogether, pause. It would probably be, I'll probably just go to like just straight fruit or some shit like that. But or I would, I might me lean more towards being just like a vegetarian if all fails. But
What about shellfish?
nah, just like Leviticus. Yeah, I wasn't. I don't really too much mess with it. I ain't really into the laws like that.
Yes, you is. Yes, the fuck you is. Yes, the fuck you is. And that's the problem. See, Blue got one foot in the Bible and the other foot in, I don't know, it's a mysterious foot in a mysterious place. But yeah, no, you know you don't fuck with that shellfish because Israelites don't eat shellfish. But Blue did a great job disconnecting from the Hebrew Israelite paradigm. I tell you that. He didn't like go all the way psychotic. Like he's still like kind of sensible. He didn't do the whole like if Judah, and that's what I believe was wrong with Judah Nazareth. He knows the Hebrew Israelite stuff is not what it do, and he's disconnected and he's losing his fucking mind trying to pretend. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So every now and then I'll dabble if I can with like crawfish at touffee. But I done found me some little snacks. Actually got some little chicken grinds. So I got chicken grinds or whatever that.
Chicken grinds or chicken rinds? Like pork rinds? What is this? Google? What the fuck is the chicken grind? That sounds like the next new hot song. Let me see you hit that chicken grind. Chicken grind? Chicken grind? Chicken grind refers to ground chicken meat, which can be made at home. Now he said he had a snack, man. Alright, okay. Alright, not gonna get too. Okay. Chicken rinds. Yeah. Because we all know we love some pork rinds. But let me see. Chicken rinds. But in time your heart will heal. I'm not saying I'm gone, but I say, yep, I was an Israelite for 6.5 years. Pork flavored chicken grind. No. Flock barbecue chicken skins. Okay. Upcycled chicken skins. Maybe that's what he meant.
You know what I mean? That I actually
Tastes
been
like
able to
fried
find.
chicken. Yeah, it tastes like fried chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Fried chicken.
Now you mentioned Professor Griff and how he brought you in and everything. You mentioned the Illuminati. So you definitely came in on the conspiracy stuff. So you how deep into the conspiracy stuff did you get into? Are you still into it? Or
Hey, Tamika, how long removed are you from the Israelite paradigm?
yeah, Blue? Oh, you still on the major delay?
Yeah, yeah, and Black Dot, yeah, yeah. Major, yeah, Professor Griffin, Black Dot. If I heard you correctly, just you know what I mean, kind of speaking on how they kind of brought me in. They was kind of breaking down, um, you know, a lot of the things that was going on with the Illuminati, um, and how that was like affecting entertainment, and you know, it kind of led into the predictive programming. Um, and I already was like aware of witches and you know, and like the craft in general, just
What's up? I'm sorry, what you say, bro? You was aware of what? Outdabluu, you was aware of witches? Okay, 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 fine. Witches don't scare me off. I've been with a witch before. Okay,
just growing up in California. But they ended up putting me on to a dude named John Todd, and I ended up checking out some of John.
anybody with two first names? Anybody with two first names? I don't know what it is. I haven't got it down to a science yet. But John Todd, Todd Johns, Matthew Mark, Mark Matthews. I don't know. I don't know.
Todd's work, and just kind of, you know, it kind of had me view the way shit is ran in general a whole different way. You know what I mean? And I think it, you know, it just it gave but I like the way that they did it, because it didn't lead me to where down like the typical Illuminati rabbit hole, because there's like a lot of people there like that's, you know, like talking about Oprah being a reptilian, and it, you know what I mean, all kind of stuff like that. And I think where they kind of kept the balance was that, you know, it wasn't like Jay-Z and them was fucking controlling your life and shit, and Rihanna. And I think a lot of people kind of was presenting that shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's a popular one. You mentioned Oprah being a reptilian. Do you believe that reptilians are a thing? Like, you know, like people.
Let me guess. He's gonna say yes.
Are really reptilians hiding and masking themselves. Do you believe that?
I'm not gonna say I totally, yeah, I'm not gonna totally believe it. I will say though that um I won't discount it. I definitely won't discount it. And the reason why is I do believe that in order I do believe that they had to have had help. I don't think they could have got this done in this little bit of time. I don't think they had enough time for it.
When you
Not
say
with
they,
the brains that they had.
when you say they, you mean like human beings in general?
No. Just specifically the opposition. Um, and when I say the opposition, I mean that certain tools. I think you look at the Roswell case, right? I'm gonna go ahead and jump out the window, bro. Fuck it.
I'm
So you
familiar with
look
it,
at the
bro.
Roswell case. Yeah, a lot of the technology that they saying came out of that, like the laser surgery, the night vision.
What's up? It said laser surgery and night vision came out of the Roswell case. I guess you saying that, and this is what gets me all of the fucking time. Aliens always crash. Why alien don't ever land? Land in the desert, land on the mountain, land on the skyscraper, land in the projects, land at the White House, land in the Bermuda Triangle, land at the goddamn UN convention. Just land. You advanced technology having motherfuckers. But for some reason, somehow, they always crash. So I'm guessing you saying the alien crashed, of course, in Roswell, New Mexico, of course. And maybe he lived, maybe he died or whatever the fuck. But they found advanced technologies like lasers. Like lasers. And night vision. Lasers and night visions. Okay. Okay.
Vision goggles, other shit like that. I kind of believe shit like that has happened over time with them, where they've been able to um kind of be able to manipulate some type of stronghold. And so I think that might be a connection to they may still have some sort of outside connection.
Outside connection to see like other life forms or other planets with higher technology and knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. Because I would say that um, based on the evidence that I would state, and when I say evidence, I mean strictly um, oral tradition. Based on oral traditions from different tribes globally, I think we got enough evidence to say that most people probably on the planet come from a different star system. People with that,
Technology and knowledge, life forms or other planets with higher technology and knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I would say that um, based on the evidence that I would state, and when I say evidence, I mean strictly um, oral tradition. Based on oral traditions from different tribes globally, I think we got enough evidence to say that most people probably on the planet come from a different star system, and come from multiple star systems. And so, even in Africa, you have tribes that claim multiple uh, uh, star systems that they actually originate from outside of this actual planet. And I think if we have evidence for that, I don't think it's far fetched to believe that 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 they probably would have came from a different planetary system.
Yeah, no, I ain't going. What evidence do we have, brother? I mean, people make wild claims. And then have you talked to the dope guy, your motherfucking self? Maybe they was feeding a bunch of bullshit to white people like I believe a bunch of indigenous people did. Yeah, a lot of indigenous people told white people, hey, monsters exist, demons exist. There's some in the water, some in the air, some on the ground, some inside us. Watch out, be scared of everything. Try to keep them ignorant as possible, as fearful as possible. But what evidence do we got that humans on Earth come from a different star system? What is a star system? And then how do multiple star systems? And that's the verbiage you use. Star systems. Maybe because the sun is a star, so you can say solar system, and solar system and star system is intertwined. I don't know.
Might to me the obsession that they have with Mars.
You think Mars was once inhabited?
Yes, yeah. I think we got a chance that that it was inhabited. I think when you look at their particular type, right, or their particular tribe of people, it's very parasitic, and everything that comes from there also acts like a parasite. Um, if you look at
Say, when you look at the people on Mars, they're very parasitic, and everything that comes from Mars is parasitic. Is that your claim? Bro, everything. Okay, let's take that back.
acts like a parasitic, their particular look at their particular.
You think Mars was once inhabited?
Yes, yeah. I think we got a chance that that it was inhabited. I think when you look at their particular.
Do you think Mars was inhabited? Yeah, I think there was a chance that Mars was inhabited because you look at their particular. Who was there? Who was just there? You're speaking of.
Type, right?
When you look at their particular type
or their particular
tribe
of people, it's very parasitic, and
it's parasitic. Who? People on Mars, white people, the Dogon people? I'm confused.
Everything that comes from there also acts like a parasite. If you look at how they colonized the Americas.
Oh, okay. He's talking about white people. Martians.
Okay. They really terraformed the Americas. And I think that's almost in the same way. And the reason why I led them to the Americas was because they literally destroyed and used up all of the natural raw material or all of the resources that they was using to survive. And so I think that there's a high probability that they did that before on another planet.
Yeah. Yo, Blue, you might want to refresh because you freezing up real bad and you on like a major delay. Maybe if you refresh, maybe that'll take care of it. Try refresh it real quick.
You said it is. Let me see. I'm a switch up. I'm finna come in on another one real big.
Okay. That might be better.
Yeah, they would.
Oh man, hold on. I don't know why it's doing that with the link. That's crazy.
Okay, yeah. Good. We now on delay no more. Okay. All right. So now we can get back to what you were saying. See, you was talking about how different star systems, you believe Mars was inhabited at one point in time. Let me ask you a question dealing with that. Do you believe that the pyramids of Giza and the pyramid and other pyramids out in Egypt, do you believe that these were built by these aliens?
No, I think those are built by the Twa. If not built, like by the Twa only, they were definitely the architects of it, and most likely, the manpower behind it was probably like the Omo Valley civilization. So when I say Omo Valley, like the real Ethiopians.
Okay, so it wasn't alien technology that built the pyramid. So what did the aliens build?
I mean, well, technically, it depends on how you look at it, because if we going by all of us coming from different star systems, technically we would be the aliens. So we would have technically built everything, if that's the case.
Okay. All right. So so you do believe that the original Egyptians were black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I do. That inhabited. Definitely.
and you pretty much use DNA evidence to try to support this claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where he fucked up with me at. But oh damn, it jumped. Huh? But yeah. Okay, who built the pyramids? Sure, that's a question. That's in my weird, bro. I got you. The original just black. I got you. Melanated people. And then you could prove it.
And they are part of that second black migration. And during that ice, like,
Hold on.
what I think the Kush civilization traveling as far as it
I got way off track here.
exposes the biasness and the propaganda that and
Like you do believe black men, black, right?
mm-hmm.
Original Egyptians were black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I do that inhabited. Definitely.
And you pretty much use DNA evidence to try to support this claim.
I think you can make an argument for it using DNA. But no, I think I think you can make an argument for it.
Okay, he said no. I heard him say no. He said you can make an argument for it. Okay, so no, he's not using DNA. All right.
For it. But there wouldn't be an Egyptian haplogroup. Like so technically no. Like I think if you doing that, you would almost be doing like the same thing that like trying to find like the Israelite haplogroup or whatnot. Like that don't exist.
Okay. All right. So, but you do believe that DNA supports the claim of the Asiatic black man, right? Like you do believe black men, black people, I should say, stem from Asia, right? That's your claim too?
Yeah, I do believe so. People with the E marker, yeah, I definitely think. I would give it two places, as far east as Tibet, and probably at a minimum, Arabia. I would say at a minimum. But yeah, I think the E marker is something that travels in after a mutation.
Okay. All right. So you're not anti-DNA. You're not against DNA, using DNA as evidence to support claims or whatever.
How much I trust the actual science. I'm not too positive how much I trust the science. So my main focus was first just to kind of understand it and kind of see exactly what arguments are they trying to make. And so I don't totally go with the narrative because I do think that it's a lot of propaganda that's in it. And I think when you looking at the different arguments that's raised with DNA, it kind of exposes the biasness and the propaganda that I think some people would speak about, such as a John Henry Clark.
So, what about John Henry Clark and DNA?
Well, I think I say it kind of exposes something like the biasness, because if you look at kind of the argument that he made, he's really making an argument that we were more than sub-Saharan, and
correct.
And I think with DNA, it's there and they show it, but the way that things have been classified have been kind of classified based off of racism. And so why things are split and why they're doing stuff a certain way is because the main component of whether it's DNA, evolution, the out of Africa theory, religion, all of it is still to state the same thing: is that the sub-Saharan African had no language, is that you contributed nothing to the growth of the globe, and that's the point that they've been.
Of course, because it was the Israelites. Yeah, that was the thing for me. Like I say, and let me refresh this number in my head. How long has modern humans been around? Okay, so I said modern humans, Homo sapiens, have been around for approximately 300,000 years, based on the oldest discovered fossil remains and DNA evidence. And I'm pretty sure some reports that says even older than that. But, however, complex human behavior such as creation of sophisticated tools, symbolic thought, and cave art evolved more recently, with significant development occurring around the last 50,000 to 65,000 years. So modern humans that's anatomically built the same way we are, had the same size brain, been around for 300,000 years, and we just ate slugs out the goddamn dirt. And then white people got here 6,000 years ago, and we have the iPhone 17. Like, that shit just don't make no sense. And I believe using certain tools is a regress in information. You don't need tools. You don't need tools. Sure, they're cool to have. Yeah, I appreciate tools. But you don't need tools to live a healthy, long life. You just don't, you know? There's plenty of shelter on Earth. There's plenty of food, plenty of water. I understand, me being born at the time I was born and having the luxury of all the things that I have, it's kind of hard to picture life outside of that. But I think we did just okay. I think once we got the tools, that's when men started to go downhill. I think that's when the world started getting worse. But
That they try to make. It's like from the beginning, they had to come in and teach us how to read and write. They had to come in and teach us how to build. They had to come in and teach us how to, because and that's why it's important that they separate us from below the Sahara. But when you look at it, they ain't talking about everybody below the Sahara, because they not referencing Ethiopians as sub-Saharan, even though they below the Sahara.
So you got a problem with the term sub-Saharan African?
Yeah, definitely. And what it, not only what it implies, but what it tries to do. Because it pretty much tries to it gives credit to other people for things that they didn't actually contribute to. It's black women, is literally, it would be the Natufians, that would be black women that would have created agriculture that would have changed the way the world fed itself. And they know that. And so they split it. 1 minute you'll hear the Natufian or some sort of Eurasian branch. The next minute they come from Ethiopia. You know what I mean? So they not. It's a lot of little slick stuff that they trying to do, but they're trying to make sure that any accomplishments that went towards how the world functions today as a human race, it all gets claimed by those above the Sahara.
Okay, so you think they use the term to try to deny black excellence in North Africa?
Not only North Africa, but in the Levant and all the way out into India.
All the way out in India too. Okay.
Yeah, I would say all the way out in India.
So people that was in India. Oh, that's right. You said we're the original Asiatic black man. So you think the original black man comes from India?
Well, no. That part with like the Indian culture, I think that's something that happens much later. With that Kush, with I think the Kush civilization traveling as far as it did, and that's why which something that Afro-Asiatic actually shout out to he always bring up a lot is the Nubian the Nubian technology complex, right? And one of the things that you see is you find new technology that's strictly belongs to Nubians, but you find it almost in the same time period in a whole different space, though. You know what I mean? All the way in Arabia. That's why it becomes like the Nubian complex is trying to figure out exactly, well, where did the Nubians? They want to make it that it had to be one or the other because they don't want you to have claim to how far around the globe at that time you actually had influence.
All right. Okay, Blue.
And when you say they, you speak of the Illuminati, right? Like that you speaking of.
I think that
No, crackers.
that would be a part of it. But I would say in
Did he just mess the Illuminati in?
general, I would say the Eurasian.
The Eurasian?
Yeah, I would say the Eurasian.
Who do you qualify as the Eurasian?
It's really going to be typically people of origin of Indus Valley origin.
like the Berbers, the Arabs, like what are you talking about?
I would
people.
say, yeah, a lot of those people are people who kind of move in later on. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, start settling in later on after, and a lot of it too because black people ain't afraid. Like one thing we not gonna do is if shit is drying up, we not gonna stick it. Like we gonna go ahead and keep it moving. And so us moving, you know what I mean, the way that we did when it's during the time of the Sahara drying up. I don't think it's as much confusion as science is trying to it tries to present it to people. You know, I think at the end of the day, I don't think even now, when you move across to one side of to the other side of the country, even in the times when people didn't have phones, people still kept some sort of connection. You know what I'm saying, to their family back home. You know what I mean? So I highly doubt that just because people are traveling. Unless it's something that happens like the Ice Age, you know, and during that Ice Age period when Europe is freezing over, that's pushing the Neanderthals further south. So that's one of the things that pushes the other population of black people that may have been in that region south. And then when that happened, those people that got stuck on the other side of that Ice Age, those are the people who come back now.
Well, I was hoping he was about to say on that other side of the ice wall. But okay. Yeah, I can see that. Europe froze over, people escaped. And the black people that were there got the fuck up out of there and went south. And now they saying they weren't never there. The Eurasian is trying to. Oh, they didn't know. They were never here. We've been here this whole time. Shout out to E in the building. So, yeah. AE Sports. It's in the game. I know it's EA Sports, but AE, sorry. So, yeah. And I like to try to disconnect the Africans from finding out South America and North America and other continents and it's down to other even black people are standing on that. Well, okay, cool.
That's your odds.
Okay, that's your theory about the black migration.
And see, yeah, they're part of that second black migration.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? Where they kind of and they don't fully. I mean, because some of them just continue to settle, but you can see when they come back, they go through Europe, and them same Neanderthals that run us during that time period back into Africa. Them same Neanderthals, they destroy those Neanderthals. They go through, knock them off, and then settle in Europe. You know what I mean? And then not only them and the Denisovan. So that's why you see it higher in their DNA like that.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. Is race biological or is it a social construct?
This is a social construct. And the reason why I say that too is because if you go back,
Yeah, blue is a buy one get one free spirit. You buy one blue, you get a blue free.
even if you go back a certain time period in America, white and black can get murky. But if you go back before the United States, who is white and black is something that's a murky situation, and it's not till later on that they able to kind of develop an actual doctrine where your class becomes attached to your skin, and it becomes easy because they got lighter skin and we got darker skin, and so when you already got a class system that's based off of white and black, it was kind of easy to shift that over into a race-based class system.
Okay.
But it doesn't really function like that, and you can kind of see it because certain groups of black people that they didn't take. You know what I'm saying? That was off limit. So
wouldn't that make race a thing? Like they didn't take certain black people, like
not because at the same time, there was certain groups of white people that wasn't that they didn't accept as white, and so these people have to discredit whatever cultural background or tradition that they have. We both do. You know what I mean? And that's
like at this point, just cut your camera off, man. Why are we looking at your throat and the bottom of your beard, man? Why? Why are we looking up your nostrils, Blue? Cut your fucking camera off, man. Or set it down and talk to the camera. But it's hard to look at that camera and just make shit up. You know what I'm saying? And I believe everything ain't made up. He just recalling some information, Digging in the bag, he had to dig in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like when the last time your ass got interrogated, interviewed, interrogated, So, yeah, but there's no reason we should be looking at the bottom of your motherfucking beard and up your nostrils, Blue, man. You violating us right now.
That's a part of it, which is why a lot of people who have some sort of tradition and background, they resent doing that. You know what I mean? That's it, and it's more so on our end because number one, there's no benefit in this system to being black. So it makes sense for a European to say, you know what, all right. But for the Europeans who didn't want to give up their Irish culture, guess what? They fucked up. You know what I mean? It was people who wanted to hold on to certain shit and didn't want to be, you know what I mean? But for those who transitioned and accepted, like, all right, I was an Italian, now I'm white. You know what I mean? Those people was able to, you know what I mean, see results. Some of those people, and it sucks because in actuality, the system it's really only the illusion because as much as those people get fucked over, they, you know what I mean, they okay with voting in laws that will hurt themselves.
Okay.
Like they are like they totally against martial law.
Mm-hmm.
But if you present it to them in a way where they got to get the monkeys under control, best believe
Okay.
they gonna okay it.
Let's stop it right there. Let's keep it right there. Let's keep it right there.
Let's
What type of governance system do you think Black people should subscribe to in this country? If we was, because I'm assuming you're a separatist. Are you a separatist?
Yeah.
You asked you
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Correct.
you're a separatist. Okay. So yes, now being a separatist, if you was the form a governance system for Black people in this country, what would it be? Would it be a capitalist system? Would it be a communist system, a socialist system, a monarchy, a dictatorship? How would you see the governance system being?
I like I think a republic or a democratic republic is a nice twist on things. But as far as the economics, I would say I would go with African communalism, and so basically that would be like the foundation of socialism.
African communalism. I say I almost got upset when he said that phrase. African communalism. Yeah, I might have to just let that soak in and yeah, kind of see where the fuck this phrase comes back up and how it's used, and okay, what government do you think is best for Black people? African communalism.
Okay, so you're a socialist.
Yeah, I definitely I agree with Karl Marx's work.
They give me $5.
Okay, all right, no problem. All right, so so you will be left leaning politically, or would you?
Yeah, but not democratic.
Uh-oh. Did we lose? We lost below. We lost. Okay, there you go. All right. Can't hear you, Blue. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
You have to go out and come back in.
You might have to. Okay, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Now I hear you.
Yeah, my fault, man. Somebody called. Yeah. So, dang, I forgot the question. What was that question?
So you're a socialist.
I asked you, was you leaning left politically?
Oh, left.
Yeah, left to right politically.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say if it was anybody, if there was a candidate, it would probably be like Bernie Sanders. But I think for what I think would be in place, I don't think that there's really a side for that. I think maybe, I guess you can say left, but not Democrat.
Not Democrat.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, do you lean
Democrat? Yeah, because I don't think that they agree with socialism, which is probably
well,
what
that's
they
a far,
out.
socialism is that's more of a far left position. Yeah, but they agree on some things, but if you identify as socialist, you're far left.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's see. What's your position on immigration?
I think my personal opinion, I don't think it's nothing for me to too much worry about or really care about. I think it works towards my benefit as a separatist, but stepping back and not being unselfish and kind of just looking at the temperature, I think most Black people feel like it's an issue, and so I gotta side with Black people. I think most Black people are kind of upset. It's been a lot of things maybe a lot of animosity built up over the years. And I think black people are okay with the 14th Amendment only applying to black people. And in that, and I'm gonna agree, anybody outside of black people and white people in the United States, they got to figure out, they got to get an amendment for themselves.
Okay. All right. So what's your position on this FBA movement? You kind of seem like you kind of being sympathetic towards that. Are you sympathetic to the FBA movement? Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? I can hear you, Blue. You on mute.
Oh, my fault. At first I wasn't, and when I say I wasn't, I say that because I put this all in the same bag as like the ADOS, and that kind of movement. And so, I probably wasn't at first, but I do agree that politically, we need to make sure that we know which black people is which when we vote. Outside of that, I don't really, I think that's just like the trolling stuff and all of that. I'm not too much tripping on it. But yeah, if it comes down to voting for reparations, because you got a lot of people that feel like they tax-paying citizens and that they would have to pay for reparations that we don't deserve. And that don't just include white people. That includes other people that look like us. And if they get counted as us on a vote, that's definitely an issue. So we need to be able to see that visually, so we can call that out.
A lot of FBA people don't even identify with Africa altogether. A lot of that beginning part we were just talking about would like goes all out the window, but they don't really care about all that because of them. They not African. They lineage don't go back to Africa. They believe they was always here. What's your opinion about the indigenous / Native American movement, freedmen movement, whatever you call it?
I think it is. I don't like it because I think it becomes like a false dichotomy type of an argument in a way where it has to be either or. I do think that you got black people with Native connections historically and in their family and whatnot. And so,
do you think that's when that mixture hit when we got here? Or do you think they was always here?
Yeah, I do think that there were black people here before the Asians came. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question. Where was you on the day of March 15th, 2020?
Now, not gonna lie, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And I'm like, oh, so he just like throws these dates on you. Okay. No, what I was thinking, what the fuck was that? Okay, I was down here and lost me. I'm like, what happened? Okay.
Oh shit.
And obviously Blue was the same way.
March 15th.
2020.
2020.
Yes.
Tried to put them on like 2020. What happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? That was March. I just moved down in 2018. I almost got stuck in Gary with the COVID.
Well, I feel
let me refresh your memory. That's the day that the United States announced the government shutdown because of, we can't, I don't want to say the word.
Yeah.
The pandemic
when
happened.
it happened. I was in Alabama at that time, actually. Yeah, I was in Alabama in Mobile. And it was crazy too, because I ended up actually having a what they would call a pandemic baby. So yeah, that was a wild time, bro. And I think the doomsday preppers was looking a lot smarter and smarter as the original news footage was coming out on that.
When you first heard it, did you think it was all a hoax, or did you think everything was real and was legit concern there?
At first, I wasn't. I tried to be cool about it, but then they was shutting down. Like every state was shutting down around us, except for Alabama was not shutting down. And then even like other jobs were shut down, but our job wasn't. And every day, bro, like they were showing people in China falling on their face. So, and just getting scraped up off of the foot, like at a bus stop and stuff. So I started getting a little paranoid, bro. My breathing was getting bad at that time. So yeah, at one point in time, I did believe, I was really concerned with it. And I thought I had it pretty much every night until I had to cut that news off though, bro. I think that was a part of the spread.
Do you believe it was a ploy to try to get people to get a jab?
I think so, I don't think it was necessarily. I think it was a test run to see if they could get people to stay in the house. But I won't discount that theory, and I know why people would say that, because they technically did get everybody to, you know what I mean? They got a lot of people to get it. So in that instance, I won't discount that. But in my opinion, it was more about the new social structure that's incoming. And this is going to be more so meta world based or metaverse based.
You mentioned the metaverse. Okay. I know you got interesting ideas about,
It seemed like he wanted to go into that metaverse shit bad. He's like, fuck it. Metaverse. The psycho knew to snatch onto that. Okay, bet. Let me see what's up.
The brain in the back theory, I know you kind of subscribe to that a tad bit, as far as like how you was explaining pretty much how everything you can explain it better than me. Just give it skinny about how you talked about to me before about how we live in an assimilation. You want to get into that?
Yeah, basically. So you kind of touched on it. You get into like the brain of that. It kind of gives this theory, and so basically in this theory, God in this theory would basically be this mad scientist, and we would all be basically brains that are connected to one mind that have an independent experience. And when you kind of view what quantum physics kind of gets into, it really kind of opens up a lot of it opens up a door for a lot of those arguments to kind of stick. And so I am somebody that does believe that we are people who are that we connect to a brain, similar to how I had to connect to a different Wi-Fi source in order to get on to the same StreamYard as you, basically. And so basically the brain would be like it would be like a tool similar to StreamYard, something that you would just connect to. And then from there, that's how you use it. You use that to interact with other people that's in the metaverse. This is one tool. Zoom is another tool. Well, the brain is the only way that you can interact, not only with other minds on this planet, but with the planet in itself. So I do believe that what we see outside of the brain is an agreed upon illusion, and that we can't scientifically prove what's outside of the brain.
Yep, you heard him. Brace yourselves. This is where the wild ride comes. Now, we're talking about fake reality. We are living in the matrix. Nothing is real. Everything is projected from our brain for some dumbass reason. Because why would the brain need to project some shit that ain't real? Why wouldn't you just like live within your mind and just have this? What's the name? What's the point of the sensory glands? What's the point of anything that brings information in where you totally could just be like, what type of joke is that? What is it? What is the unnecessariness of existing but not existing? Like, I'm pretty sure all of us, if we were born just a brain, would be okay with that. We wouldn't be complaining like, damn, I really wish you had PlayStations. Like, no. You know, like, just think about it now. We're born humans, and we're not fucking complaining. We're not like, damn, man, why am I not another living thing that I can't imagine what the fuck it would be? I don't get it. I don't know. I just think, people who have been allowed to just think without accountability by themselves, and then, you come amongst black people and, we wild, and we accepting. We'll hear you out. Somebody's got to agree with you. But, yeah, man, I just don't get the whole life is a false reality generated by your brain and then fed to you to experience it. No.
So basically, we're all in assimilation, and none of this stuff happening is real per se. And it's kind of like the Matrix, right? Red pill, blue pill. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely say the Matrix. It's and a lot of this is kind of based off, Rene Descartes also has some, works, and I don't know if you ever heard of it, in the Meditations of on First Philosophy, and kind of basically, they basically all kind of making this argument, but that is like the foundation for how you get into the Matrix story. But when you kind of look at it and you view how the brain actually works, the brain works and operates, or the body functions closer to a sensory system, which is pretty much what you have. And so when you look at the brain, like a lot of the times we think that we're actually seeing with our eyes, but we don't see with our eyes. Our eyes are only bringing in information, and then that information is being estimated by the brain as to what is outside of the head.
So we don't see with our eyes.
And how would you know that? How would you know that? Like, how are you thinking this if the brain is the instrument is projecting everything and showing you everything? Why would you be thinking this? Why would the brain think that the brain isn't real? Why would the brain think the brain is playing a trick on the brain? Like, what is this? What type of sophisticated... Okay, so we're souls, spirits, or energy, or whatever the fuck, if you believe in that type of stuff, because some people believe we're nothing. But, okay, you're the energy that's in your body, and then it gets kidnapped and put into a body. Why? It's inside of another body, your mother. And then you're born, and it's just feeding you lies. Come on.
So you're saying we don't see with our eyes? We don't use our eyes?
No, the brain is actually created.
Did he say no? Did he say you don't see with your eyes? You kind of see with your eyes, Blue. Like, yeah, your eyes is like, oh, wow. Yeah, you see with your eyes, bro. You breathe with your nose and your mouth. You talk with your mouth. You hear with your ears. You know, you blink with your eyelids. You know, you chew with your teeth and shit. Yeah, bro, that's how shit is set up. Like, people think so ridiculously deep that they end up at this. I think people are like just so disinterested in real life. They could come up with other stuff that's so interesting in them. Like, this is just so interesting. Like, yeah, bro, this is what it is, man. You're human. You live, you die. In between that, you see, hear, talk, feel, smell, walk. Like, wow, man. Come on, bro. How deep do we want life to be and still be able to comprehend it? We don't know. If we don't know, we don't know. If we don't know, we don't know. And unless we like really going on our way to do experimentation or research, something like that to discover what's really going on. Like, ain't no need to jump out these many windows back to back to back to back to back. Your window has a window in it, and it's like he threw his window out of a window and then jumped through the window and then caught the other window and jumped through it. I mean, it's a magnificent display of window jumping.
In the picture.
So the brain is creating. So what can you define seeing? Define seeing.
So seeing is basically is information or light coming in through the eye or through the pupil. And then that information.
So do you see with your motherfucking eyes, Blue? See what I'm saying? How do a motherfucker ask you, do you see with your eyes? You say no. You say define seeing. He say, well, is your eyes taking in information? Wow. Okay, and then your brain and your neurological system interprets it, and then sends it back out for you to experience or see or whatever. So, yeah, hold on. Phone call.
Information is almost like is like a code, and the brain is like decoding that basically to the best of its ability.
Okay.
But it's a lot more information that comes through the eyes, the ear, and all of that than the brain is actually deciphering. So a lot of it the brain, based on the programming that the brain already has, it decides and deciphers what's important and what's null and void. And so whatever it decides isn't important, you won't even know. It won't give you that information. It just locks it away.
Okay. All right. So what is your official theological position? Like, what do you identify as exactly? I know you're not an atheist, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. But are you an atheist, theist, agnostic? What do you identify with exactly?
I would say I'm a
He's a window jumper.
theist. I don't believe that religious gods exist. I do believe that they are important as far as for maintaining control over large groups of population. But I think in general, what I believe like deemed as the creator, I think that is all of us as a collective. I think our brains allow us to have a separate experience, but in actuality, I think we are connected to the same energy source. And so what all of the data and information that we pick up here will be returning that information back to home base.
So what would you identify as specifically? Are you a pantheist?
Um, I guess you could say a pantheist, because but I don't necessarily see God in everything necessarily, because I don't think like objects are God. Like I don't think objects are conscious. I do think that they're a part of your consciousness, but I don't think that they're conscious themselves. Um, but I think that, you know, objects can be like certain tools or whatnot.
Mm,
But I don't think like they're alive and different things like that. They can be, and that's only through, but that would be through your consciousness.
okay.
So your consciousness create other consciousness or other objects or other matters. Like, so basically, we're all a figment of Blue's imagination, and you all are a figment of mine, and I'm a figment of yours, and yada yada yada, so on, and infinity and beyond. No, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not your projection. Why? Because I know I exist. So when you say that that's the truth, what you're admitting is that you don't exist. Because I know I'm existing. I'm here with me all day. Whether y'all see me or not, I go to work, I come home, I cook, I eat, I clean. All of that happens. And I presume the same happened with you all. So if someone who's saying, I believe the world is a projection, what they're saying is one or two things. None of you all exist. I'm imagining you. Or guess what? You're imagining me. And I ain't never heard a motherfucking electronic universe projection reality teaching person say, hey, if you weren't witnessing me right now, I wouldn't exist. If I wasn't talking to you or you weren't looking at me, I would be like the atom that doesn't exist unless someone looks at me. Like, nah, bro. No, brother.
All right. So, and let me ask you this. One more question. What is the biggest issue that you think is going on in the Black community?
I'm gonna steal this one actually from Domo. I'm gonna say cultural cohesion. Yeah, I'm gonna say cultural cohesion is the biggest issue.
Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I think that we have. I think that we got trauma that we kind of try to like overlook, and on a regular basis, it kind of comes out and as a new identity. It's basically we have like certain issues. We have an identity crisis, and part of that identity crisis, it makes us operate as less than human beings. And so I think until we get that kind of under control, then we can start drawing a line for people not to be able to cross. Because I think we demand to be looked at as human, but it's going to be hard to demand that until you actually look at yourself as a human. And when you look at different human groups on the planet, they govern themselves, they shelter themselves, and they feed themselves. You know, you may have an alliance here and there, but typically you have your own home base. And I think not even having a want for that is is crazy. But I don't think we can want it until we able to work on cultural cohesiveness.
Okay. All right, no doubt. All right, so you made it through the first phase of the integration room, interrogation room, excuse me. You ready for the second phase?
Oh yeah,
All right.
bring them on.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's where he dies. Let's bring him on. If you're making this up, why are you so
on mine, like it creates the image, or like I'm trying to like.
Correct.
Okay, so you're
Your
saying
brain, you are relying on your brain that to show you the same thing that the person next to you is seeing. But we can't prove that that's what's happening. And then for some people, they don't see what the next person is seeing next to them.
so you're saying that we see, because we do see with our brains, right? But I'm just trying to understand what you like what you're saying, like because we perceive things with our five senses, right? Okay, our sensation is through of our five senses.
Correct.
And then what you're saying is that we perceive it with our mind.
Correct. Your
Okay,
mind,
all right,
because your five
cool.
senses are only used to take in data.
Okay,
So
all right, I
your
get you saying
five
that. Okay,
senses are taking as much data as it can, so your brain can make a decision on what it is that is coming in contact with, because the brain can't see.
All right. Okay, I got you. I was just trying to be clear on what you were saying. Is I was wanting to make sure, but okay, that sounds about right.
Correct.
So
Somebody said Judah said the eyes are like a camera. That's correct.
Yeah, so I'll see you in the debate with that whole ghost stuff, believing in ghosts. That's all I got. Thanks. Go ahead, Swell.
Definitely.
All right, what's up, Blue? Black Power.
What's good? Black Power.
All right. So you said you believe that Mars once held life, right?
I believe that it's a possibility.
Is it a possibility that aliens exist in your head right now? Like there's two little aliens in your brain, in your skull, controlling your body?
No. What I would
That's
say
not possible.
As two, nah. Well, I ain't gonna say it's not possible, but what I would describe it more as.
Now we have to.
Oh, that was okay. I got you.
You have to calibrate. So, do you believe that life forms existed on other planets other than Earth?
Yes.
What convinces you of that?
Oral tradition. 1, 2. The original terraforming of this planet done by us in order to make things edible.
You said the original terraforming of the planet. You believe that man created the continents?
I wouldn't say necessarily created the continents, but terraformed the planet in a way to where it was sustainable perfectly for our spacesuits.
You think man did that? You think man?
Yo, is it me or your swab? I think your mic going out a little bit.
Yeah, you're choppy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, change your settings, your audio settings.
Appreciate
to the. Yeah, but when you say man, I wouldn't necessarily say man. What becomes man created that, but I would say before we were man, we were mind.
So you believe minds terraformed Earth?
Correct.
What is the mind?
I would say a mind would be
Blue, if you're making this up, why are you so confident?
I would say the mind would be. I would give it equivalent to the spiritual.
You finna freestyle with mine is, right? Can you hear me? Am I still?
Yeah, I can hear you there. Nah, I would say I would make it equivalent to the spirit.
What is the spirit, Blue? And don't do that again.
Let's say that the sun is the mind, right? And
you did it.
You got sun rays. The spirit would be that sun ray that beams. And so that sun ray that beams is what connects you to the sun.
What?
And so that
okay, so your brain
is the connection. It's hard to really. It's gonna be hard to really know where the spirit ends and begins.
Hold on,
wait, to the mind.
Okay, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Is my mic cool?
Yeah, you good. You loud now. Yeah.
All right, yeah. What's happening right now, Blue, is you having a hard time making shit up. You understand? It's not like you're going into your memory bank and putting out information that you retain, like you freestyle. And I have a problem with your confidence in being able to just stand up here and lie about such bold things. So, okay, aliens existed, even though there's no proof of aliens, zero. You're talking about you go on oral tradition. You ever heard of a liar?
Are you saying that the Dogon don't know where they come from?
No, I'm asking you, have you ever heard of a liar?
Yeah, I heard of liars.
Okay, do you believe that there were liars in history?
Yes.
Big liars, like great liars, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what evidence, tangible evidence, do you have that aliens existed?
The body is only you. We are the aliens.
Wait, what? So we lived on Mars before?
No, not our particular species.
Our ancestors? Blue, please say yeah.
No, not our particular species at all. I think you got multiple species. Our particular species is the Niger. We come from like the Niger River, most likely that civilization. So we probably Sirius B.
Name two more species.
You got the Congo, the people of the Congo River.
What?
You got the people of the Nile River.
With the Niger people, is the Congo people in the Nile?
I think of the Congo River, if I'm not mistaken, is Sirius. They believe that their story says that they come from Sirius A. That was their planetary star system.
Did they ever bring any evidence to this?
No.
And you believe?
Yeah, I believe there's some truth to it.
Okay, have they done anything else on Earth in history other than make this claim?
Yeah.
What?
If you look at it, bro, they kind of built a lot of. They did a lot of
the Dogon
they're
people?
basically been the foundation.
The Dogon people?
I would say in general, they come from that source. I would say in general, it's the Twa.
I'm talking about the Dogon people.
I would say specifically the Twa, but the Dogon would have gotten it from the Twa.
Okay, what have the Dogon people done on Earth other than made this claim that you claim their claim?
Oh, you mean like I don't know.
Anything? They ever put a rock on top of another rock and name it anything? Like nothing. The only thing you know about the Dogon people is that they made this bullshit ass claim about people living on Mars. Okay, so we can move on.
They never said people that they lived on Mars. They said they came from Sirius B.
Yeah. Okay. Close enough. And so on to this. Life isn't real. Existence isn't real stuff. Do you agree with that statement?
Hold on, rephrase. You said
existence isn't real. What we're experiencing isn't real.
Oh, yeah, I do. I agree with that.
Of course you do. Okay, and so you believe that this is a matrix, as Psycho put it, and you agree. Is it just like the Matrix?
I wouldn't say just like it, but I think that that gives you an idea.
It's an
of
idea.
what you're looking at.
So it's a non-physical spiritual man. Okay, so we don't know the reality because we ain't unplugged. So what you're saying is that you're not you, I'm not me. None of us are us. None of us are experiencing this stuff. Then what are we?
We are minds.
We are minds that exist where?
In another plane outside of this realm.
Is that realm real?
It could be, or it could be another simulation.
So what you're telling me is that we're in a simulation and we're possibly in an infinite amount of simulations, but eventually we get to something real?
I think eventually you get to something real. Is this
your first time thinking about this?
I believe eventually you got to get to something real. But there is definitely a possibility that you could be in an infinite amount of simulation.
No, there isn't. Well, okay.
There is. And then part of the evidence too is that we're able now to build a simulation.
You able to what?
We're able to now build a simulation.
Say it boldly again. What you say?
We are now able to build a simulation.
Like a video game?
No, like a metaverse. The next phase is
like a video game?
Huh?
Like a video game? The metaverse.
I guess so. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Like, you in a video game.
You haven't thought of these answers before now,
you could be in another video game.
But you so bold. It's like, wait, what's up? Okay. So we're in a simulation and we could be possibly in a bunch of simulations, but it got to end up real. And the proof of that is that we have built the metaverse. The metaverse did it. Why didn't Macintosh Windows 1 do it for you? It's the same thing.
We did build the metaverse.
Huh?
We did build the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm not saying we didn't build a metaverse. I'm saying, how is that convincing? But the very first computer-generated system didn't convince you that there was a universe or this isn't real, this is a simulation.
Well, I think that first generation of computers, I don't even think I was thought of.
But okay, bet. The very first computer that you experienced, why didn't that unlock this knowledge that this is a simulation?
I think, well, actually, when you kind of look at it, I think I've always had that belief in general.
You've always had that belief as a child. As a child, you had that belief.
Yeah, I don't think it's much different. Because a part of even believing that you are a Christian is believing that that all of this stuff for real, it doesn't mean anything as much as it's
okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bill.
Not worth necessarily trying to carry with you.
Okay. What do you identify as racial?
What do you mean by racial?
Now we don't know what racially is. You just spoke about race. You said it is a social construct. What do you identify as under the social construct we know as race?
Oh, as race? I would say typically it becomes really just black and white.
You never thought of this either. You don't know what race you are. You have to think about.
You said what race I am?
Yeah,
I'm black. Yeah, I'm black. I thought you were saying like the definition of the word itself. Yeah, I'm black.
Okay, and What is your perception on white supremacy? A quick
one. I think that it's an ideology that is skin based, and that they've been able to kind of get pretty much the globe to buy into.
All right, is white supremacy real?
No.
Okay, I'm done. All right, shout out to you, and I don't want you in this league.
Yo, Blue.
Right.
Yo, Blue. Let me ask you something real quick, Blue. Now you said that hold on, Molly. Yo, Blue, check it out. Now you said that you believe in a creator of the universe.
Correct.
Is that creator a man or a spirit?
Mind.
It's a mind. Okay, so let me ask you this: do you believe in the laws of physics, and do you believe in the second law of thermodynamics?
Yes.
So, who outside of mankind can create laws? Who outside of mankind? Who outside of man? Who other than man or woman can create laws?
So when that's
no, brother. Answer the question, brother. If we know that man, no, bro. Who outside? Well, the mind had to be inside of a man in order for that to happen. So if we got, hold on,
creating laws, bro. Them laws
wait.
in the universe. That's why you wait.
Right. So hold on. So if it's the universal law, we got the laws of physics, we got the laws of the thermodynamics, we got all these different laws that science tell us about, right? And that man create laws, right? The white man that came up with thousands of laws in this nation and across the world. So if we on the planet see that only man can come up with laws, an ant can't come up with a law, a roach can't do it, a spider or a wasp. So my thing is, outside of human beings, who can create a law?
God.
Bro. And what is that God? Is that a spook? I mean, I don't understand. So I'm just saying, bro.
It's a mind. So
how did the mind get here?
Because a problem existed. So you got,
wait. What kind of problem existed? Hold on. What kind of problem existed?
One that needed solving.
What, he was bored? So he's bored.
Is a part of God. So you got the problem. Then you got the pondering on the problem, and then you got.
Well, what is God doing with a mind?
The Trinity.
Why God got a mind?
No, God is the mind.
So how did he become the mind?
It developed.
How, brother? Can you give me some type of step-by-step or some type of hypothetical or something?
From nothing, bro. It developed from nothing.
So you telling me out of nothing came a man?
A problem. No,
came a problem?
Came a problem.
What kind of problem?
One that needed solving.
Oh, but only doesn't. Hold on.
The problem is God as well, just like the solution, as well as the thought process to solve the problem. That's the Holy Trinity.
So don't it make sense for God to become a? Hold on. So how can a mind start from nothing, from scratch, like poof, abracadabra?
Well,
it's an emergent property.
All right, man. I ain't gonna hog the mic. I'm letting you. Nah, Blue. Nah, you.
All right, man. It's your boy Swap Boss, man. We out. Black Power, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Debate League. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page. Subscribe to this channel, man. Let's keep it going, man. Shout out to all the debaters, man. We got one coming up Fontaine on Sunday. I don't know if any others are scheduled, but yeah, man. Keep your head on the swivel so you can see the bullshit coming, man. You progress in lanes and what you got a passion, because work is work, but it ain't got to be torture. It's boy Swap Boss. We out. Black Power.